two teams looking to build off some recent success. The Martello Buccaneers on the ice, back in game action for the first time since their runner-up performance at the East Coast Ice Jam. And the Valley Wildcats looking to build off a weekend where they took 4 out of the 6 possible points up from the Fundy Thunder and Cape Breton Jets, while taking the Cabot Highlanders to a tight 4-3 finish up in Port Hawkesbury. My name's Dayton Camo, welcoming you inside the Kings Mutual Century Center here in Berwick, Nova Scotia for a Friday night U16 AAA matchup in the Nova Scotia U16 Hockey League. We'll get your starting goaltenders in just a moment for the visiting Martello Buccaneers. It'll be number 30, Callum Kelly, and on the other end of the ice, Owen Whittier steps in to man the pipes for the Wildcats. He's been red hot as of late, and he'll look to get another win. His last outing here in Berwick, he picked up a 4-3 shootout win over the Fundy Thunder. And we're off here from Berwick. This one sent down into the Buck zone off the draw, but it's sent back out for Stoddard, and he'll go cross ice to Josh Cameron. That's quickly sent back up into neutral ice and back down into the Wildcat zone. Banks puts it up the wall. Now picked up down low by Theoropoulos. Cameron trying to take that 3 along with Banks. Him and Theoropoulos go to the ice. And now Cameron works it up the far side for Cohen Burrow. Ringette grabs this one at the red line. He'll send it down. It's quickly picked up by Murphy, sent cross ice, and that one's chipped down into the Wildcat zone for Jack Ringette. Now Murphy misplays this one at the line. Blandon almost able to intercept that one. And in steps Ketty. Ketty walks in, sends that one into the chest area of Kelly, and now he'll hold up for the face-off. So back out on the draw, Peyton Ketty, Lachlan Roach to the glove side of Kelly. Now picked up behind the net, sent up the wall by Murphy. And Ringette able to get some stick on that one at the blue line. But sent back into the Wildcat zone by Roach. Probert and Ringette will meet up down in the corner. This one's sent over across to Jaden Etheridge. Gambit moves it free. This one's worked up the wall and might have touched that railing out of play, so face-off will come back outside the Wildcat zone. Harlow loses that draw, but he's able to get a stick on it before it's moved back up to center by Breen. His shot off the pad of Kelly Terrace, trying to get a stick on that one, but he can't. It's moved out by Harlow. And now Bailey picks it up and shovels one on the back end deep into the zone. And a face-off coming now. A hooking call coming to Nolan Breen. So the Wildcats will head off to the penalty kill, the first man advantage of the game here for the Bucks. This one sent down the ice. Roach picks it up, tries to drop one back from Murphy out of his reach, picked up by Harlow. Now Murphy walks into the offensive zone, stops up, and this one's played back to the point for Roach. Couldn't control that one. And they'll be sent back out to center. Now walking back in is Lachlan Roach. And now this one's picked up by Ketty, unable to get a stick on that one cleanly. And he's held up at the line, but picked back up by Banks. He's going to drive in on the back end. This one's poked off at his stick. And now Murphy will move it up quickly. Gonna move in offside just over the line. And now a face-off will come with 16:39 to go here in the opening frame. 1:02 left in the penalty to Nolan Breen. Now Bailey off the draw. He goes cross ice for Bellin and gets the return feed. Now off the wall for Martello. Works up through center, chips that one deep into the zone. On the chase for that one is Ringette. And now knocked down and sent towards Callum Kelly. He'll get out to play this one. And it's up for Probert. He tries to make a move. Ketty gets in his way at the line. Now up ahead from Umber. Ketty's working in. Probert to the back door. And that one's turned aside by Whittier. And that rebound doesn't make its way to the net. Murphy will send this one back into the offensive zone. Ringette plays this one to the far side. Murphy able to stop up. Now Blandon pushes that one ahead. Banks trying to get on the chase there, but it's worked to the far side. Now Mahoney trying to get something going here in the near side corner, but Blandon will flip one to center, picked up by Bellin and sent back down into the offensive zone. Now down in the Bucks end, McRae trying to get a stick on that. He does. Knocks it back down low for Banks. He tried to center one between the legs out to the slot. Just couldn't find Cohen Pearl. Now this one's sent down onto Owen Witter. He'll hold up and get for the face-off. We'll take a look at the other games across the network tonight at the Q-Plex. The Western Flames taking care of the Funny Kraken 4-0. And underway right now, the South Shore Mustangs, Halifax Max, and Truro Bearcats, and East Hants Penguins all across the network here on High Button Sports, along with the Sydney Mitsubishi Russ and the Weeks Majors getting underway at 8 o'clock from the Pictou County Wellness Center. Now down the ice, this one's sent all the way for an icing. We'll take a look at the league standings quickly. The Wildcats able to jump up 4 spots since last weekend, jumping over the Cape Breton Jets with their 6-0 win over the Jets. And now they're just 5 points back of the Thunder for 8th. To draw, the Bucks controlling the offensive zone. This one's played down low for Kraus. Just couldn't get a stick on that one. A couple of guys battling down low. It's up to Terrace on the half wall. And now back down for Stoddard. He's Trying to get a stick on that one. Working in is Sullivan. Now back to Bailey. Goes cross ice. Curtin tried to find a lane. He couldn't. He sent it back down into the corner. Now shot turned aside by Witter. Loose puck out front, and this one's picked up. And going to be sent in 1-on-3. Green will send a shot on to Callum Kelly. He'll hold on. 12:41 to go here in this opening frame. Peyton Ketty and Mason Harlow on the draw. It's played back. A quick shot off the draw. And that one will be saved by Harlow once again. And the Wildcats, like we saw on Friday night, leading in the shot department. They've led the Fundy Thunder heavily in the shot department, despite being outscored for most of the game, trailing until the late, literally dying seconds of the third, and a bad hit along the wall there. Mason Harlow will go to the box. So the Wildcats going to the power play. Good thing Peyton Ketty was able to get up after that one. Took a little bit of a shot to the numbers from the Buccaneers captain, and we'll head off down to the Buck zone for a Wildcats power play. Off the draw, it's played down for Terrace. He goes down low, back out top for Terrace. His shot turned aside, and a face-off will come back to the left, or the right, excuse me, of Callum Kelly. Now off the draw, played back to the point. It's kept in, but chipped ahead, picked up by Mahoney, but bobbled this one. It's played back for Terrace. Leaves it there, and it's dropped again for Stoddard. Now McRae with speed up this near side. He'll play one into the offensive zone, but it's picked up by the Bucks. Green trying to get in there and disrupts some Bucks puck movement. And now Terrace plays it back to the point. Dodge will get a stick on that and kill some precious seconds off this Wildcats power play. 60 seconds to go as Zach Banks works up through center, and that one's played quickly back down into the Wildcat zone. Taylor Stoddard off the near side. He'll try and work one into the slot. He keeps going. And remember, Stoddard had that shootout winner here on Friday night. One of the, if not the only person to score in that shootout was Taylor Stoddard. Now Pearl down the near side, and that one's worked in offside at the line. Landon or Etheridge on that far side didn't really get a look. One of them might have worked in ahead of the play. So face-off will come back outside the Buck zone. Roach and Pearl will face off. This one's won by Roach and played back to center. Didn't get any further as Pearl plays it into the offensive zone. 6 seconds left to go here on this man advantage. Just plays around for Probert, hops over his stick, and at the point, Gambin controls. And now a chance away for the Bucks. That's off the knob of the stick of Whittier, and now back up for Pearl. He's going to try and chip one past Dodge. But it's picked up by Probert and thrown up the wall. Roach. Now Dodge with a man on him. Plays one up the wall. It's kept in by Ringette. He tries to send one towards the goal. It's off the backside of the net and played up the half wall. Now out to center. It's picked up by Bailey, sent into the offensive zone, and Whittier will hold on for the face-off. 9:27 to go. The Wildcats leading 7-4 in the shot department. And the longer this game stays tied, I think the longer it stays in the favor of the Wildcats. And a late hit comes from Terrace at the line. We'll work back down into the Wildcats zone. Nolan Breen and Mason Harlow on the draw. Troop plays one up the wall. That one just wide of the near side post. Curtin back down into the corner. Gosling on it, but he's held up. Now played back to the point for Bailey. Send one through, that's off the blocker. And Nickerson sends one down the ice. This one wide of the net. And an icing call. So back down to the Wildcats zone. We go to the blocker side of Whittier for the faceoff. And now after some discussion at the Wildcats bench, the faceoff will be moved to center ice. Now a tie-up off the draw, played back for Gosling. He'll send one up the near side. He gets that return feed and plays it to the far boards, right inside that Buck zone. Now Krause tried to center one. Played up the wall, kept in at the line momentarily, but it skips out. Now Banks sends one towards the net. It's turned aside by Kelly. And now worked back out by Krause. He's held up at the line by Cameron, and coming in to help out was Cameron McRae. Now Pearl makes a move at the line. He's got one to beat. McRae picks it up in the back door. Banks was lurking. Pearl tried to send one towards the net. Down low. At the line, Stoddard sends one into the corner. And that's sent back to the line. Speeding up through center. Ketty. Held up there by Bellin, and now it's sent back up for Theoropoulos. Sending one into the offensive zone. Wildcats trying to work one up to center. Blandon. Back into the slot. Backdoor Etheridge. And that one was turned aside by Kelly. Great chance there for the Wildcats to open the scoring. Jaden Etheridge. He's got a couple goals here recently for the Wildcats. Opened the scoring for them in that last game against the Thunder here at home. Now Etheridge picks it up. Or Blandon, excuse me, will send one into the offensive zone. Now sent down the ice. It'll be an icing call. And we'll head back down to the other end of the ice. The Wildcats' schedule coming up tonight. They have the Bucks tomorrow. They travel to Sackville to take on the Basin Armada before taking on the Cape Breton Jets at the Credit Union Center in Kingston. That one at 1:15 p.m. on Sunday. And then next weekend they'll travel back down to Sackville to take on the Basin Armada once again at the Sackville Community Arena. Now Jets out front, a great play there from Breen. Tried to center one to Nickerson behind the back. Now Terrace. Tied up down low. Curtin tries to pick this one up. Breen in to help out. Now Nickerson. Plays a bump behind the net. Terrace working up that near side wall. He pins his man. That's Mahoney. Now at center, Nickerson picks it up. Ringette was racing ahead. Banks will cover for Ringette. Now Banks at center pokes it ahead. Just over 5.5 to go here in this opening frame. McRae plays it back down for Banks. Now to center, Theropoulos. Couldn't quite get a stick on it, so now it's back down into the Buck zone. Turned back at center once more, McRae. Plays it forward. And the Wildcats happy with keeping this pressure going all night long. Banks runs into Murphy. This one sent down into the Wildcat zone. Pearl to center. That one into some open ice. McRae unable to get a stick on it. Goes back. Gosling up the wall. Pearl played it back around. Gosling couldn't get there first. And now McRae will send one up for Banks, who's going to go off for a change. He dumps that one in. Callum Kelly will send one out and start the breakout quickly. It's played up by Harlow through center to Probert. He sends one off his shin pad. It's into the corner. Ketty up the wall for Pearl, looking for that cross ice pass to Madden Blandon. He's got to race after that one. Kelly trying to come out of his net. He'll get a stick on that one and play it out to center. Cameron. Far side corner dump. Now Dodge will work one up the near side. Blandon trying to get a bump and a piece of Marquette, and that one turned aside by Whittier. Now Curtin, back door, Whittier wicked. Another point blank stop. Curtin once again will drive into the offensive zone, makes a nice move, drops back out front, and back door, and Whittier's there once again. Owen Whittier comes into this one with a .899 save percentage, a .317 GAA, and a 4-6 record. Not too bad on this season. He's kept the Wildcats in many games, especially this past weekend. Was a big reason why the Wildcats were able to keep themselves into it. Now down low, Terrace. Tried to center one out front. It's off the skate of Kelly. Might have left his post a little early. Now down low, Ringette trying to work in from the point once again. Now back out to the slot. It's sent into the offensive zone. That'll be held up by Callum Kelly. I did see, or I thought I saw, a number 20 in white, Patrick Camo, out there for warm-ups. Hasn't been on the ice. He's been dealing with an injury for a while now for the Wildcats. It's kept him out since the early part of the season. I'll take a look, see if I can spot him. But he doesn't look like he's on the bench as of right now. So back down into the Wildcat zone for another draw. 2:01 left in this opening frame. Back to the point. That one knuckled towards the net. And now Pearl. He's got McCray going to the net. He's going to take a bump from Dodge. Pearl works into the slot, sends one through. Back door. They score! Zach Banks. Right place, right time. The shot from Cohen Pearl knocked down between the legs of Callum Kelly, and on the back door, Zach Banks able to pot one. And the Wildcats open the scoring here at home. Now to the wall. Krause will play that one in. Blandon towards center. That one played back in. Now on the far side. Now that shot just goes wide of the net. And they score. The shot from Bailey finds its way through a lane of traffic. And just like that, the Martello Buccaneers have evened this thing up. And on the official goal call there from the Banks goal, it was given to, the assist was given to goalie Troop. I believe it should have been given to Cohen Pearl on that shot from the slot. So Bailey from Roach, as this one is worked back down into the Wildcat zone. Whittier tries to steer that one back towards the corner. Now Ringette to the far side, picked up. Now the Wildcats trying to work away with numbers. Nickerson unable to find that one. 30 to go here in this opening frame. Sent around the wall, Terrace there to pick it up. He's got a man on the slot, but that one just rolled off his stick. Nickerson turns it back into the offensive zone. He gets sent to the ice by Jonathan Probert. Now Gambin tries to get a stick on that one, unable to keep it in. So with 10 to go, the Bucks will start the breakout, trying to just get one into the offensive zone, and that'll do it. So through the first period, the Martello Buccaneers and Valley Wildcats are tied at 1 apiece here on High Button Sports. You're watching the U16 AAA Nova Scotia Hockey League. We'll be right back with the second period right after this. Welcome back inside the Kings Mutual Century Center here in Berwick, Nova Scotia. It's a 1-1 tie through 2 periods of play here in Berwick between the Martello Buccaneers and the Valley Wildcats. Goals coming from Zach Banks and Cameron Bailey, just moments apart, and we are all tied up here through 20. It's the second period. We're just about set. Like I said, some other games going on across the network tonight. The Halifax Max and South Shore Mustangs, along with the East Hants Penguins and Truro Bearcats, also in action right now. But from Berwick, we're underway as this one sent up into the Buck zone. Picked up by Bellin, and he'll go cross ice for Cohen Dodge. Now into neutral ice. Terrace tries to play one forward. This is picked up by Nickerson. He'll take a bump, but send one into the slot. Trying to get the stick of Jack Terrace. That was taken away. Remember, back to the Ice Jam, these two teams met. Jack Terrace scored the only goal there. And now a penalty will come to the Wildcats. An interference call as the player was knocked off the skates in that near side corner. And they'll give it to Terrace. I don't think Terrace was the player they're looking for in that one. I don't think they could find the player they were looking for, and they just took someone that they thought was in the vicinity. But who am I to tell? Another Bucks power play, and this one off the draw is sent down the ice by Nickerson. He'll give chase. Stop up in the slot. Harlow goes up through center.
Another Wildcat penalty to number 21, Jack Terrace. 2 minutes for interference. Power penalty, 38 seconds.
Now Murphy back up top for Harlow. Down to Murphy. Murphy opened the scoring in the Ice Jam semifinal right from where he is right now, but that won't matter if Peyton Ketty can finish here. Ketty fans on it, but the rebound turned aside. And now they'll work back up the ice. That Ice Jam semifinal was the last game of these, or last game for these Bucks that I called. And it was almost complete domination over the Notre Dame Hounds, excuse me. This one's worked back up the wall. Bailey, the goal scorer, works it over the line and tries to find a man. He goes cross ice. It's picked up by Probert and sent into the corner. Cameron chops it up the wall, but Probert corrals that. Goes back down low. Marquette off the wall. That one intended for Probert, but he just couldn't corral that. It skates all the way back down to the defensive zone, and they'll work back up from square one. Now big hit there on the far side from Cameron McRae. Solid shoulder-to-shoulder bump, and Bellin kneeled over on that Bucks bench. He'll take a rest there as teams are back to even strength. So nothing doing here on the power play tonight so far for the Bucks, as Cameron picks it back up in his defensive zone rather. It goes cross for Gosley and up to neutral ice by Blandon, but on to the stick of Murphy and moved ahead. Gosling down low will corral that one and move it up to Pearl, but it's sent back down into the Wildcat zone. Cameron, he takes a bump. Now out to neutralize Sullivan has it in his skates, but it's sent back into the Wildcat zone. Now Cameron on the third attempt will finally get this out of the zone. Blandon tries to make a move. He's got a man in the slot. That's Pearl, but this one's sent on. Etheridge making sure he gets the last touch. And Kellen Kelly will hold on. The Wildcats leading in the shot department, 12-9. Throwing a lot more pucks on net recently than they did at the start of the season. Don't know what their coach has been telling them to do, but shoot the puck has to be one of them. And it's resulting in some wins here recently for the Cats. But an icing call will come. So back down to the Wildcats zone we go. To the blocker side of Owen Whittier. Up the wall. This one's held in at the line by Curtin. He makes a move. It's off a skate. And out of the near side, Terrace tries to go cross ice. It's held in by Kraus. And down low. Back up top now for Carter Curtin. He goes cross ice for Bailey, but it's blocked. And Terrace going to try and get past him. Held up at the line. A power play coming here for the Wildcats as Terrace was held up. And now Curtin will head off for the interference call. Oh, excuse me. They'll take Bailey. So back to the power play go the Wildcats. Their second of the game. This one's worked to the slot, and Banks just couldn't find the hole there on Callum Kelly. He'll hold on for the draw. Now held in at the line by Josh Cameron. And held in 2 or 3 times on the far side by Jack Terrace. He'll pick it up, walk the line. Terrace to the slot. Walks in, and that's just off a stick up into the cage off the scoreboard, and might have been one of the best chances of this game so far for Jack Terrace. On the far side, Mahoney, Breen, they'll dig in. Breen tried to tie him up, but this one sent down the ice off the face-off win by Mahoney, and Josh Cameron will pick this up. Starting the breakout up the wall to Breen, but it's off his stick. And down to Whittier. He'll hold up and leave it there. Picked up by Cameron McRae. Dropped and sent quickly cross ice for Breen. Breen to McRae. Makes a move back out to Zach Banks, but it's off his stick before he could get there. And now Whittier will hold on for the face-off with 14:37 left to go in the second frame and a minute on the power play here for the Wildcats. Now Etheridge off the drop, pokes it ahead to Blandon, and he's got wheels. He's going to try and get one to the net. Kelly able to stop that one up. It's picked up on the far side by Ringette. Him and Pearl going to switch, and Ringette will send one through. It's picked up down low by Murphy. He slapped up the wall. Pearl keeps it in, drops it down low for Ringette. And his shot off the stick of Murphy down low, and Blandon able to pick it up. Trying to find an option. That one floated to center, and that'll be knocked down the ice. 20 seconds to go here on the power play for the Wildcats, and it goes past everybody. Owen Gwynn Timothy tried to kill some time there in the offensive zone. But one more time up the ice with 4 to go here on this Man advantage. Pearl sends it in, and that'll do it. Bailey steps back into the bench. Harlow onto the ice. Mummercat picks it up in his own zone. To center. That's off a shin pad, and a chance now. Etheridge sent one towards the net. The rebound turned aside by Kelly. And he'll hold on for the whistle. 13:22 left to go here in the middle frame. A 1-1 score between the Valley Wildcats and Martello Buccaneers here from the Apple Dome in Berwick. Nolan Breen, Mason Harlow on the draw. Once again, it's one back by Harlow. Terrace on the near side trying to get to it. Worked out by Nickerson. He rips one just wide of that far corner. Nickerson back on it. He tries to find Terrace in the slot. That's whacked into the pads. Kelly had it down there. It was worked free. Terrace tried to jam that one loose. So another face-off will come now, this time to the glove side of Callum Kelly. Now Gambin sends one towards the net. Dodge able to pick it up, send it forward. Mumbercat working in. Terrace trying to get back and help out. McClellan sent to the wall. And now Breen picks this up behind the net. It's shipped forward to Nickerson. He'll swipe at it. And off the skate of Dodge. Terrace has got one man to beat. But Bellin able to knock that one off of his stick. And now the Bucks will look to quickly send this one into the Wildcat zone. They do. On it is Mason Harlow, the skipper, back out front. That one just missed on the far side. Now Banks. He's chopped down, no call, and now a penalty coming. Oh, no call on that one either, so maybe letting one go there. Gosling in the corner. Now Banks on it as well. Send one up for Cameron McRae. He moves it ahead for Terrace. He's heading off for a change. And now that'll be an icy call. They can't change. Terrace will have to come back out onto the ice. Never mind. Jack Terrace able to stay hidden on that Wildcats bench, taking a seat right off the draw. So even off the icing call, Terrace City made it to the ice or to the bench inside. This one played back off the draw. It's Bailey. I'll send one around the wall. Picked up down low and sent back to the point. Shots off a skate, and Banks will send one out to neutral ice. Cohen Pearl giving chase down low. That one's picked up by McRae. He's looking for an option. He'll backhand one deep into the corner. Pearl's there. He's met by Bailey, and now it's moved up the wall. Gosling, though, will send it down. That's blockered off the shot from Pearl in front. That's in the skates of Ketty. Just couldn't find that one. And now Sullivan tried to stretch that one from line to line, but that's picked up by Gosling behind the net. Now at this center, Blandon leaves it there, and now Ketty on the short side trying to drive into the backhand, and that one was turned aside by the pad of Callum Kelly, excuse me, to deny Peyton Ketty. But the Wildcats with that one now doubling the Bucks in the shot category. Throwing lots of rubber on net here. Wildcats getting loud off the draw. It's one back, but maybe too cleanly out of the reach of anybody in a white jersey, so it escapes the zone. Blandon, will send his man to the ice. That was Quinn Timothy. Now Stoddard tried to stand up Mahoney as well. It's played up the near side wall. Quinn Timothy into the slot. That one sent towards the net by Murphy, but blocked on its way through. Now Cameron picks one up. It's sent back to the point. Played across. Shot goes in from the point, and that'll be held in at the line. I believe number 3 for the Buccaneers tonight, the affiliate, could be Connor Keating. He is listed as an affiliate on the league website for the Bucks. Keating plays with the U16 Valley Wildcats. Now off the draw, it's played back to the point. Bellin, cross ice dodge, sends one through, and that's gloved up by Whittier, so he'll hold on for another draw. 20-12 now, the shots on net. Now off the draw, it's picked up and sent ahead for Terrace. He's got Gambin working to the back door. Gambin, backdoor for Terrace, and that one turned aside. It's underneath of someone down low. It's picked up by Nickerson. He'll switch with the skipper, Gambin, but he's held up down low as well. Now Terrace able to intercept that one. It's played back down into the offensive zone. Into the slot. Unable to get there was Ringette. Now Nickerson will play this one back up into the offensive zone. It's chipped ahead. And now on the chase is Breen. McRae gets a touch on that one, so now in his possession, tipped towards the net by Pearl, and that one just high and wide. Wildcats feeling it here tonight. Now Gambin gets sent to the wall, and now a penalty coming here for the Bucks. A cross check will send Locke and Roach to the box for 2 minutes, and the Valley Wildcats back to the power play. 8:14 to go here in this middle frame. Now a chance off the breakaway. Kraus is working in alone. Forehand, turn aside by Whittier. What a save. It was perfect in the shootout the other night on Friday. And how's that any different? Whittier stands tall and puts the glove up. Now the Wildcats trying to work out of their own zone, tied up down low. It's Jack Terrace coming in to pick one out. And he starts up from his own zone, drops back for McRae. Now back down to Terrace, working out. That one's into the midsection there of Kelly, and he'll hold on. So 1:21 left to go here in this power play, and a great chance for the Bucks, shorthanded right off the hop. But Owen Whittier continuing his great play as of late. This one sent back down into the Wildcat zone off the draw. Gambin has to quickly find an option for this one. It's sent back down into their own zone. Ringette with a man on him. That's dug free by Jaden Etheridge. He drops it back for Ringette. 50 to go here on this power play. The Wildcats have got to get moving. Now Etheridge up ice. Tries to make a move working in. That one's turned aside. Etheridge trying to show shades of his older brother Jordan. That's what his older brother was known for, the hands. Now back to the point. Pearl sends one through. And now back, far side, Ringette shot. Just wide of the net. Gambin now. He'll send one onto the glove. It's bobbled. Pearl trying to keep it alive. He does. And now into the corner. It's Etheridge. Gets to it first, but unable to corral it. And played around the wall. Blandon works in and trying to work it free now. Is Ringette. He's met by Morrison. Now Blandon, he'll send his man to the ice. And now back down in the corner. Etheridge battling in front with Curtin. And now finally, it's worked free. And Gambin a little too trigger happy there. Worked in just a second ahead of the play, so with 5:44 to go, we'll work back outside the Wildcat zone for the offside face-off. Breen and Harlow once again. It's one by Harlow, picked up by Terrace, and that one just onside at the line. Now back to the point. Sent down the half wall. Terrace. Tried to go back for Gosling. And he'll send this one down the near side wall. But now quickly work back out to center by Luke Mumbercat. Now Witter will hold on. 5:16 to go. And the Wildcats will get set for a defensive zone draw. 24-14, the shots on goal in favor of the Wildcats, but we're still tied. One apiece here from the Apple Dome. Mumbercat behind the net. He tries to pick that one up, but now it's tied up down low. Nickerson try to go far, and now Terrace has a lane. Tried to go short side under the shoulder there of Kelly, but turned aside, and now it looks like we might have a call coming up. Oh, excuse me. So Banks back in on the draw. He wins that one. And McRae will chip one further into the corner. Banks trying to get there before Dodge. He works the puck free. Now McRae trying to find an option. Trying to send one to the back door. Banks will pick it up. And now they'll play a little game of pitch and catch. It's worked back to the point. Stoddard to McRae. He shovels that one on towards the net. Kelly will hold on. And with 4:22 to go, another face-off to come. This time in the offensive zone. Banks, Morrison back on the draw, and this one's won again by Banks. McRae at the point. Now Banks back around the top of the zone. Sent down into the corner. McRae trying to get to it first. He's there before his man, but knocked to the ice, so. into Bucks possession in that far side corner. But now Banks trying to send one toward the net. Knocked up the far side now for Roach. Or for Krause, excuse me. And now Pearl picks it up on the backhand. A long pass across ice intended for Zach Banks, just out of his reach. And now Keating will send one up the wall. It's quickly played for Mahoney. Turned aside by Whittier. Now the Wildcats look to clear this one. It's out to center for Blandon. And they'll send his man into the wall. Some pushing and shoving will come after the whistle, but nothing will come of that. So a face-off back down into the Buck zone. 3:14 left to go, 26-15. The shots on net. And that draw is won by the Bucks. Back out to Thomas Gambin, the Wildcats skipper. He's the last one back. And that one's played up the wall for Ketty in the offensive zone. He's there first, but he's worked off the wall by Keating out to the slot. Blandon tried to center that one, and now works its way all the way back to the point. Ringette tried to slap one in. Now Gambin into the offensive zone. Around the wall, Gwyn Timothy plays it ahead for Mahoney. He's met by Peyton Ketty. And this one's sent in for Ringette. He'll pick this one up on the back end. And get pinned to the wall. Leaves it for Ketty, but that's stripped. And Mahoney, looking for an option, will play this one back to the point and get the return feed from Bellin. Now into the slot. A little pretty passing play from the Bucks. And now Mahoney back with it again in the slot. It's played to the far side, and it just escapes the zone. And now working towards the net, Blandon with Etheridge to the back door. Blandon scores! Madden Blandon stays with it all the way to the back door. And both of the Wildcats' goals coming in similar fashion. Might not be the prettiest, but they don't ask how. They ask how many, and the Wildcats lead 2-1 here from the Apple Dome. Picked up by Probert, sent towards the net. Roach trying to work in towards Whittier, but that one's held on for a face-off. Remember the last goal that the Wildcats scored, it was answered very quickly by Cameron Bailey, and he's back out there at the right point. Roach on the draw, wins that one back for Bailey. Sends it through, looking for a tip. And that one turned aside off the pad. Now a chance ahead for Nickerson on the far side. Terrace backdoor. That one was held off by a good defensive play from Cameron Bailey. If he's not doing something offensively, he'll get a touch on it on the defensive side. Now back into the Wildcat zone. Ringette couldn't get a stick on it, so Gambin will play it back up across for Jack Terrace. Cross ice pass. This one's into the offensive zone, and Gambin looks to send a bump into his man. He does. Now back to the point. Gambin on the half wall. Couldn't cleanly play that one back to Breen, and now working in is Probert. Half wall, he stops up. Now Gambin will play one up the wall for Terrace. Chipped high out to center, picked up. And now sent back for Murphy. Almost taken away there, and now McClellan will Send one up ahead. A bump on the far side from McCray, and now a collision will work that puck back for Keating. Up the wall, in through center. McClellan couldn't get a stick on that one. Him and McCray will bounce off each other, and an offside call will finally stop things up with 7 to go. Face-off won by the Cats. It's picked up by McClellan, working his way towards the net, but he's held off there by the big man, Patrick Gosling, and with .7 to go, some rough stuff in front of the Wildcats net. So quick draw coming now to the near side, the glove side of Owen Ritter. And they'll look to shoot one right off the draw. And now some more pushing and shoving before the net, or in front of the net rather, excuse me. But that'll do it here for the second period. Through to the Valley Wildcats and Martello Buccaneers. The two teams that warmed up in the same corner at the start of this one will finish the period off with some pushing and shoving, and the Valley Wildcats up 2-1. You're watching the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League right here on High Button Sports and High Button Sports YouTube. It's the Martello Bucks and the Valley Wildcats. Stay tuned because the third period of play is coming right up. Welcome back for the third period of play inside the Kings Mutual Century Center between the Martello Buccaneers and the Valley Wildcats here on High Button Sports. My name is Dayton Camo, saying get set, because the Valley Wildcats are up 2-1 heading into the final frame against the Ice Jam runner-ups. A little out-of-town scoreboard for you. The Halifax Max in their second period leading the South Shore Mustangs 2-0. The East Hants Senior Penguins down by 2 goals, 3-1 to the Truro Bearcats. The Bearcats just a period away from getting 1 point behind the Penguins in that Northumberland Division standings. And a 3-0 lead for the Weeks Crushers over the Sydney Mitsubishi Rush from the Welly in Pictou. But we're our way here from the third period in Berwick. A quick chance for the Bucks off the hop, but that one is turned aside and sent to the wall. Out to center now. This goes back to grab. This is Bellin. He'll go cross ice intended for Murphy, but that one misses his stick. And now back up the wall to center. This one's chipped ahead, but Ringette able to get there first. Now some wet ice might have helped the Bucks out there, knocking the puck off the stick of Ringette, but they'll get it back, play it up the wall. And now it's played back up. Bailey unable to hold the line. And now Gambin plays one ahead for Pearl. Pearl off the pad. Gambin trying to find a lane. He slides one underneath the pad of Kelly, but he'll hold on. Squeezing his right leg towards the ice, making sure that one doesn't slide out free from underneath him. Back on the draw, Peyton Ketty against Mason Harlow. Harlow able to win that one back, but the Wildcats trying to cause some trouble off the draw. Blandon, the latest goal scorer, trying to knock that one off the stick of the Bucks skipper, Mason Harlow, but that one's sent towards the net, and Witter will hold on for the faceoff. So once again on the draw, Peyton Getty, Mason Harlow. They'll face off, and that one is one back, played to the far side. Now a chance on the back door. Man was knocked towards the ice. That was Probert, I believe. And now some more rough stuff. Probert gets up. He's going to shove there from Etheridge. And now a new trio will come over the boards here for the Wildcats. As the Bucks bench gets loud, the Cats will do the same, trying to fire up their teams here at the start of this final frame. Harlow wins that one back off the draw, and Probert plays it into the corner. Picked up by Troop. Now around the wall, it's sent up through the middle. Harlow able to intercept that one. And back down low for Morrison. Out front for Harlow. Will rip a backhander off a set of shin pads, and now away goes Terrace. But he's got a man on him. He's got to try and find some open ice. Drops it for Nickerson, and as he takes a bump, the Bucks work out 3 away. Harlow tried to center one through to Murphy, the defenseman, working his way up into the rush. Now Stoddard takes a bump down low. That one sent out front. Now Bellin plays it back for Murphy. His shot goes wide of the net. Terrace plays a bump on the wall on the far side, plays it to center, but that one's onto the stick of Murphy and sent back down towards the net. Now Mahoney down low, plays one back to the point to Murphy. He sends a quick snapshot towards the far corner. And now Banks out to center. He gets worked over from behind, no call, and that one will be picked up behind the net, sent towards Murphy. Up for Sullivan. Now cross ice, that one back for Bellin. That one's played to neutral ice. Now Ringette floats a high riser out to center ice. Picked up by Bailey and sent into the far corner. Bailey and Pearl down there battling. Picked up by McRae now. But it's knocked off his stick and sent down the ice. Ringette plays it back across for Gambin. Gambin was stripped there by McClellan. And now Blandon trying to work one further up past center. Blandon gets one down in the offensive zone. Out to the slot, a long slapper from Etheridge from distance as he was working his way back onto the ice. Now back to the point. Shot goes wide of the net. Blandon on the half wall, first to it. Plays one down behind the net for Etheridge. He's spun off into the corner, and now Ketty, he gets pinned to the wall. But it's held in by Madden Blandon. 15-20 to go here in this third period. And the Bucks trying to even things up. A long headman pass from Jaden Etheridge goes wide of everybody. No call though, so that one no icing. Now back for Carter Curtin. He goes up through center. That's tipped into the neutral zone and down towards the near side corner. And another dump in played by Whittier. Up the far side wall, chipped ahead to center. Nickerson leaves it there. Terrace trying to spring himself, but that one picked up and sent back for Bellin. He'll go cross ice for Owen Good Timothy. That one's taken away, now sent to center. McRae has it in his feet. Now Terrace trying to get after that one. And now the Bucks bench screaming for too many as that one hit a skate on the way off the ice. But now the face-off will come back down into the Wildcats zone. Now off the draw, the Bucks trying to get something going here in the offensive zone. Harlow spins off a check, plays it back for Bailey, who goes deep. Pearl and Harlow on the near side. Don't meet, but it's sent forward into the corner by Harlow. And now Probert back to the point, across for Bailey. Towards the net, that's tipped in front. It's in high and wide. Pearl plays his man off the puck. And up to center goes Cameron McRae. Working ahead, sent one towards the net. It's played into the corner by Kelly. And now Pearl tried to work one free. It's sent towards the net. They tip one just wide. Now Probert. Tried to spin and center one. It finds a stick in front. But a logjam prevented that one from getting to the front of the net as Curtin goes cross ice for Dodge. He'll dump one in, and Witter, with traffic coming down on him, will hold on. And a face-off will come with 12:10 to go here in this final frame. 31-22 are the shots on goal in favor of the Valley Wildcats, who hold a 2-1 lead. Now off the draw, this one's sent towards Witter. He'll hold on. Now back from the point. It's sent into the corner. Now Sullivan working in. He tries to send one towards the net. That one's loose in front. Trying to find it there. But a box, it's sent just high and wide. Witter was scrambling down and out. Almost everyone in a white jersey was in front of the net there, trying to prevent that one from going to the back of the net. Now Ketty tried to work one to the far side. He plays it back around the wall. Etheridge will clear the zone, but Curtin working back in around Gosling. Might have had him beat to the inside, elected to go back around to the outside, and the big man able to stop up and play this one up the wall. So now with 10:44 to go, some tired Wildcats will be forced to stay out on the ice after the icing call, and they'll try and work this one out of the defensive zone as quickly as they can. Shot, glove save by Whittier. Well, that .899 and the 3.17 save percentage and goals against average, respectively, for Owen Witter will definitely be looking better after this one tonight. Murphy from the point. Witter down. And he's got it. Holding on for the face-off. He'll pick that one up, and some extracurriculars will get sorted out. Back down to the blocker side for the draw. This one's won by the Bucks, but picked up by Nickerson. Sent to center. Terrace on a breakaway to the backhand. Turned aside by Kelly. What a chance there for Terrace. Now on that near side, it's picked up by Harlow. Sent towards the net. And that'll be an icing call So back down to the Buck zone we go as the referee has a talk with Braden Nickerson on the far side. Banks and Harlow on this draw to the blocker side of Callum Kelly. It's won by Banks. McCray controls. He's trying to fend off his man behind the net. Sent one out to the slot, and that one couldn't find the intended recipient. It's worked up the neutral ice. McClellan will send that shot off the pass from Theoropoulos. It's worked wide. Now Bailey has that one jump over his stick. Now Ringette trying to find an option. And that one unable to leave the zone. So it'll be worked back down towards Whittier with just under 10 minutes to go here in this final frame. Now Bailey, back to the point. Back up top, shot goes in, that's into the corner. Blandon will be first on it. Battle for that puck, still along that near side. Finally worked free for Bailey. He'll go back across the top. Shot turned aside by Whittier, and he'll hold on once again for the draw. New bodies out there, fresh legs for either squad. 8:36 left to go here in this final frame. A 2-1 lead for the Wildcats, and the Bucks closing in the shot department as well. 32-30 the lead now for the Cats. This one turned aside by Whittier off the draw. And now a wrap job. That one turned aside. Terrace tried to pick it up, get one going, but Mahoney able to strip him and work it into the corner. Back up the wall, dodge towards the net, and that one's just tipped wide off the stick of Mahoney. Now Nickerson up towards the wall. Cameron falling. Terrace poked it back ahead. And now Breen to Terrace. He'll try and get something to go. And now neither of them really communicating who's going to take that puck. It was taken by Krause and sent back down the ice. Now on the far side, Terrace runs into his man. That was Bellin, and now a chance out front. Glove saved by Whittier. And flashing the leather once again, number 30 in white. And he keeps his team in front once again. So off the draw, this one back by the Bucks. Played into the half wall. And up into traffic, out the slot. Shot turned aside by Whittier, and that one goes up into the netting. So another face-off will come this time. Back to the blocker side. Now Murphy from the point through a pair of legs. That one's out to the slot now off a bounce. And now 3 Wildcats deep. They'll try and work this one free. McCray. That one gets sent back to the point. Ringette shot off a stick, and that one right up into the netting. So face off back down into the Buck zone. And a new trio will head back out onto the ice for the Cats with a new pair of defensemen as well. Gosling and Troop on the back end with Ketty, Blandon, and Etheridge up top. Blandon faces off with Harlow, and that one is won back by the Bucks, but it's out to center, controlled by the Cats. Now away goes Morrison after a collision. And that one turned aside by Witter once again. You can almost count on him tonight. Now Ketty works it into the offensive zone. Now worked up the wall by Bailey. Gosling trying to get a stick on it. He'll send it right back from where it came from. And Connor Keating will send one to the far side. Now down in the Bucks end, it's sent up the wall. Morrison trying to get one to go. It's worked to the slot by Breen. That one out to center. Terrace got a stick on it. Knocked it away momentarily, but back down into the Cat zone. It's sent. Morrison trying to wrap one to the far side. And guess who's there? Owen Whittier. His 36th save of the night. The Wildcats now trail in the shot department, 37-32. But they'll hold that 2-1 lead thanks to the man in the cat scratch pads. Now off the draw, Terrace trying to work one free. Nickerson will send one into the offensive zone on the right side of the red line, so no icing on the play. Terrace giving chase behind the net. They'll quickly move one free. It's Dodge trying to send one up the wall and get a clean breakout going as this one's worked back into neutral ice by Mahoney. Now out to the top of the zone. Sent in, and Stoddart out front. Witter, he's down. The rebound, they score. Owen Whittier calling for the referee, wants him to have a talk. But on the back door, it's Krause who slides one to the back door, and we're all tied up here from Berwick with 5:07 left to go. So the goal will stand. The face-off will come to center. 5:07 on the clock. We're all tied up from Berwick. Buckle up, folks. Ringette sends one into the offensive zone. And now up to center. Theoropoulos sends one in, and Witter will hold on for the face-off. So the draw will come back down to the blocker side of Witter. Zach Banks and Mason Harlow will face off. Banks wins this one, but it's kept in at the line by Murphy. Sent towards the net by McClellan, and a nice glove save from Witter will hold on, and with 4:44 to go, we'll set up for another draw. Breen picks this one up off the draw to Terrace on the half wall on the far side. Works in through center, and he'll chip one into the offensive zone, into the far corner. Breen will pick this one up. Try to send it further in, but the Bucks will control before it's sent back in by Gosling. Now Murphy up the half wall. And now McClellan racing ahead. He's got Harlow going to the back door. That one turned aside by the stick of Witter. A bump on that far side will send Harlow to the ice. He'll need some attention. So as Harlow takes his time to get back up, we'll take a second and we'll be right back here from Berwick. So the Bucks captain Mason Harlow able to get back to his own 2 feet. Thanks to the help of a couple of teammates. He'll head off back to the dressing room and we'll head back down to the Wildcat zone for a face-off. So our thoughts go to Harlow. Hope for a speedy recovery. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. So back outside the zone for the draw, right out in front of the Wildcats bench. Peyton Getty, Lachlan Roach. They'll dig in and Getty will win this one. The Wildcats will pick up off the draw, but Roach trying to work one free. McRae sends a bump into Mumberket on that line. It's worked into the offensive zone by the Bucks. And now sent back out to center. McRae giving chase on Bailey. He's got some pressure on him. And now Bailey back with some more time. Now we'll have plenty of time as Cameron McRae works in behind the net. Offside. Now Gambin in his own zone. Up through center. Banks unable to spot that one. And now it's worked back up the far side. Terrace and Blandon out there. But that one will be blown dead. And a face-off will come back down outside the Buck zone. 3:06 to go in this final frame. Will we see some extra hockey? The last game here at the Apple Dome went to a shootout. Will we go that far? Who knows? This one is sent up the wall. Jonathan Probert ahead to Mahoney. Now back down low. Mahoney out front. That one's centered, but unable to be put towards the net as Terrace racing in. He's got a lane on Dodge, sends a backhander out to the slot. Now Cameron from the point, shot blocked by Probert. Now Ringette down low. That one's lifted high by Dodge out to center. Ringette has to be careful with this one. Last man back, Kraus and Mahoney after him. Now Blandon tries to make a move at the blue line, and he works himself into a little bit of traffic. Now Gambin pokes it free. Blandon works it forward into the offensive zone. Kelly will elect to leave it there for Bellin. He plays it back across for Murphy. Now up through center, picked up by Morrison, driving in. He's taken down, no penalty on the play. Referees will keep the whistles in the pockets with 1:50 left to go here in the final frame. Back up top for Murphy. And down low into the near side corner. McClellan now on the far side, back to the point. Bellin cross ice for Murphy off his shin pad in front. Now McClellan into the corner, chips it back down low. And now out to the slot. That one intended for Bellin. Back door, and they score. Morrison there on the back door. They'll tip one home. And with 1:25 to go, the Martello Buccaneers have taken their first lead of the hockey game. So 1:27 left to go. And the Wildcats looking to get one back. The last time they were in this situation, it was Cameron McCrae firing one under the bar with 13.5 to go. Net is empty now for the Wildcats. They'll head back down for the offensive zone draw. 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go. And the latest from Morrison has us up 3-2 late in this third period. Zach Banks on the draw against Lachlan Roach. Roach will win this one back, and Bailey sends it off the glass and back out to center. Cross for Ringette. He'll get a stick on this one, kicking it forward. Back out into the slot area. It's picked up by Pearl, and he'll try and work one into the offensive zone. Circles back for Gambin. Cross ice for Ringette. He'll work one into the offensive zone. Picked up by Gwyn Timothy, and now Pearl has it, but it's sent back out to neutral ice. 35 to go. Now Terrace trying to race after this one. Loose puck back. Squeaks past Ringette. And now 20 left on the clock. Taken away by Kraus. He's going to throw one towards the net and ice it. Jack Kraus slides one into the open cage. And with 17.6 to go, that will just about do it here from Berwick. Off the draw, that center. Dodge will go up. And it's lifted into the offensive zone. Troop down low, trying to work it free of pressure. As the Bucks bench gets loud, they celebrate this one. And they'll take the 2 points here from Berwick. A great start for the Valley Wildcats, but maybe an even better third period from the Martello Buccaneers. They win this one by a score of 4-2. Dayton Camo from the Apple Dome saying thank you for tuning in to the U16 AAA Hockey League here on High Button Sports. We'll see you tomorrow as the Valley Wildcats will head down to Sackville to take on the Basin Armada. But here from Berwick, Dayton Camo saying thank you, and we'll see you next time.